talk the talk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows it. The road less traveled is hard to walk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows. It takes a soldier who knows his orders to walk the walk I'm supposed to walk. And love like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall with above it all. Fix my eyes on you. On you. The things of earth are dim in the light of your glory and grace. I'll set the sights upon heaven. I'm fixing my eyes on you. Oh, 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 yeah. I'm fixing my eyes on you. On you. I'm fixing my eyes. Love like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall but above it all. Fix my eyes on you. On you. Fix my eyes on you. I fix my eyes on you.
Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. Love like I'm not scared. Fix my eyes on you. Good evening, New Season Gospel FM family, and welcome to another episode of Faith Matters with me, Mnena. It is always a pleasure to come on and just share with you on just how the Christian walk is going. Faith Matters is a platform where we reflect and talk about our daily Christian walk, how we're being Christ's hands and feet, shining his light brightly for others to see. If this is the first time you're coming on, I'd like to ask you to take the time to share the broadcast, invite someone to come on. There might be just a few nuggets that you might be able to take away tonight. So again, welcome. Welcome to Faith Matters with me, Mnena. How was your weekend? I pray that your week is off to an amazing start. What an awesome weekend we had here. Thank you to all those who supported our shepherd here or his launch, the launch of his Unplugged concert. It was an amazing night. God really moved, and we're so happy, so proud of Pastor Steve and just what God did on Saturday. And thank you so much for all of you out there who supported, those who came out. We truly appreciate all of you. Thanks to Stacy. I don't know if she's on yet, but Stacy, thank you for the gift. Thank you for coming out and just supporting. It was really sweet to see so many people. Again, God is good. God is good, and we're grateful to God for the success of the concert. So again, if you're just coming in, take the time to share, invite someone to come on and join us tonight as I share, just from my reflection pages. I think I've been doing that quite a bit, and I probably will continue to do that for the next couple of weeks, just sharing directly from my reflection pages on thoughts that I have or things that come to me while I'm reflecting on some portions of scripture and how I'm applying that in my life and just running with it. And I'm praying that you'll be able to grab something and run with as I share. So, again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. Share the broadcast if you can. Before I jump into it, just want to remind you that we are a listener supported station. It's because of your generosity that we are able to do what we do. It's because of your support, your financial support, that we are able to come on the air. There's just so much that goes on behind the scenes, so much that goes into just the running of a radio station day in, day out. And we would not be able to do this on our own. So I just want to say thank you so much to all those who have supported, who are continuously supporting us financially. And of course, those of you out there who are supporting with your prayers as well. Your prayers are super, super important. We're actually running on those prayers. So please do not rest on your oars. Continue to support with your prayers and financially if you can. The ways to financially support are, of course, Zelle. The number for Zelle is 954-536-1821. Again, that's 954-536-1821. You can also do so through Cash App. For Cash App, it's the $ New Season WC. That's the $ New Season WC. You can also go straight to our website, which is newseasonfm.com. Click on the give/donate button and it will take you right to the page where you're able to give. That's newseasonfm.com. If any of those don't work for you, you can simply write us a check. Just make it out to us over here and send it out to 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida, 33351. Again, that's 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida, 33351. So those are the ways in which you can help out. So again, thank you to our supporters. Continue to help, continue to support. May God continue to bless you abundantly as you do so, as you help in building his kingdom through this medium. Good evening, Sister Helena. Thank you for coming on tonight. So, of course, we know we're in February. February, it's an amazing month. It's a special, special month, not only because it's my birthday month, but it's just an amazing month. It's a special month. It's a month of love. I think every month or every time should be a time of love. But, of course, we know Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Good evening, Sister Marcia. Thank you for coming on. Valentine's Day is around the corner. And if I say around the corner, it's like literally knocking on the door tomorrow. So what are your plans for Valentine's? What does Valentine's mean to you? What does it mean to you? It's something to reflect on, because I think many times we're talking about love, 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 love. We tend to just really carelessly use the word love. Do we truly, truly love when we say that we do, or when we're saying it or professing it to someone? Oh my goodness, yes. Happy birthday, Sister Marcia. Is it today or when is it? And 2 kids, and one says, oh my goodness, yes. February is a special, special month. Special people are born in February. I'm just not being biased here. I'm just being honest. But anyways, so exactly. So what does love mean to you? What does Valentine mean to you? Is it, because many times they throw the word love out there, but what is love? What is love? It's something to reflect on. I know Pastor Steve just finished a series on choosing to love. So Choose to Love is the title of the series, and just really teaching us and telling us about what love is, how we're supposed to love, how we're supposed to walk in the path of love, and all of that. It's just an amazing series. And we're called to love, not as we love ourselves. Like he said, there's some of us don't love ourselves, so don't love others as just as you love yourself. But Christ tells us to love as he loves. So we have to love, love, love. So when we're in the season of love, let's think about unconditional love, and most of all, just above all, just God's love for us. We celebrate that. We celebrate that. So, of course, it's also Black History Month. The entire month of February is dedicated to just appreciating, acknowledging, and just reflecting on those who've really paved the way, just made um, commitments and just made sacrifices for a lot of us in this country, to just enjoy the freedom and the benefits, I would say, that we do enjoy today. It wasn't like this in the past, but because of those sacrifices that were made by those bold individuals and brave individuals today, many of us are enjoying those um, ways that they paved for us. So it's Black History Month, the entire month of February. So of course, jumping into my holidays for this week, of course, I'm not going to move forward without that. Still not counting down yet. Maybe I'll start counting down next week or the week after. Not sure. But of course, we're still under 50. We're not there. We're still. I think we're in the 44th mark or so. Good evening, Sister Annie. Welcome. So jumping into my holidays, it's Clean Out Your Computer Day today. Clean out your computer. You know how you clean out your closet, you clean out your house, you do all those cleaning stuff. Computers need to be cleaned out too. I don't know about anybody else, but my desktop is just it's packed with so much, and I really think I need to clean that out. So there's just so much that is on the computer that many times we just have to take the time to just clean out. So it's Clean Out Your Computer Day. I didn't get to do it today anyways, even though it's Clean Out Your Computer. It's Employee Legal Awareness Day. Employee Legal Awareness Day. It's Dream Your Sweet Day. So you sit down and dream about that sweet day. It's International Epilepsy Day. It's International Natural Day. Madly in Love with Me Day. I guess it's late because tomorrow is Valentine's. So today is a day where, for those of you who do not have, and now we're talking about the Valentine's, like, the world is teaching. Those of you who don't have Valentine's out there, you'd be like, okay, I'm just going to be by my own lonesome, but I'm madly in love with myself. And so that's the day for you today. You celebrate yourself, show how madly in love you are with yourself. It's Oatmeal Monday today. I love oatmeal, so but I don't know if I would make it a holiday. But yeah, it's World Radio Day. World Radio Day. So New Season Gospel FM is celebrating World Radio Day today. It's World Radio Day. We are so thankful for that invention. Because of that, we're able to broadcast. We're able to have this medium today where we can reach you. I think today radio is actually transformed. It's transforming, I would say. And I believe we were talking about this last week on Turn Up Tuesday about how interesting it is now that radio is no longer audio. Like, you just don't hear, you don't just listen. You're actually watching. You're also watching people. And it's interesting. I think a funny thing that we talked about was gone are the days when you would hear the host, the radio host, and you kind of imagine or wonder what they looked like. Nowadays, not at all. Like, you get to see us, you get to see what we look like, what we sound like, and it's all because the world is changing. Media, just all the different forms of media are just transforming and changing into, I guess, just what our world is changing into. Tomorrow, of course, is Valentine's Day. Who's your Valentine? What does love mean to you? Reflect on that tonight. It's International Book Giving Day. You guys know I love to read. So anything that has to do with books, sign me up. It's International Book Giving Day. It's Frederick Douglass Day. Frederick Douglass Day. So tomorrow is celebrating Frederick Douglass, the a 19th century abolitionist writer and orator who was one of the most prominent African American leaders of his time. He was one of the most prominent African American leaders of his time. It's also Library Lovers Day. I love the library. I love to go to the library. Sometimes I just go for the just because I just love to be there. I don't have as much time on my hands nowadays, so I don't get to go in as often as I would love to. But I love the library, so I think I would fall under this category of library lovers. Call in single day, it's Ferris wheel day, it's have a heart day, organ donor day, race relations day, read to your child. I love this one, read to your child. There's nothing as important. I mean, this is one of just those important things that you get to do to kids with kids to help them develop that love for reading. It's just really nice when you're able to read to them. So tomorrow, that's what you get to do: read to your child. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is Annoy Squidward Day. So I don't know those of you who are SpongeBob lovers out there. I'm not that big of a SpongeBob fan, but Squidward. If you're familiar with SpongeBob SquarePants, Squidward is the octopus, I believe, that really, really. I mean, he can't stand SpongeBob, and SpongeBob really gets on his nerves. So I guess maybe Wednesday is a day where, Wednesday is the day where you get to annoy Squidward as much as you can. You might have a Squidward in your life. Those people who really don't, they're always grumpy. They really don't, they're not easy to get along with. They're just not very, very nice. So whoever your Squidward is, annoy Squidward on Wednesday. It's Hippo Day. It's Single Awareness Day. It's thank God she does her own reading. That's good. I know, right? I know. Thursday is Do a Grouch a Favor Day. So for those grouches around you, because everybody has that one person or few people who are grouchy. So if you have them in your life, Thursday is a day where you get to do them a favor. Just do something nice, whether they like it or not. Just be nice to them. Kill them with kindness. On Thursday as well, we're calling it Fat Thursday. So it's the Thursday before. We're leading up to the season of Lent. Lent is just around the corner. Next week, Wednesday. So Thursday is that day where you get to splurge. You eat, just whatever you would not be able to eat during Lent, because Ash Wednesday is coming. And so for the next 40 days, you get to, give up a few things. And so Thursday is a day where you get to just, let me splurge and eat all I can right now before next Wednesday. It is also Almond Day. It's Innovation Day on Thursday. Caregivers Day on Friday. Good evening, Mahulo. How are you? It's Cabbage Day as well on Friday. Women's Heart Day. Just really sharing and creating awareness on women's on heart disease in women. It is actually considered to be like the number one killer of women right here in the United States. It's PTA Founders Day as well on Friday. And those are my holidays for the week. So if you're just coming in, welcome again. This is Faith Matters with me, Mnena. Just sharing and reflecting on our daily Christian walk. How are we being Christ's hands and feet? Take the time to share, invite someone to come on. There might be just a teeny tiny nugget that they might be able to take away tonight. So where is your focus? Where is your focus? Before I move into that, again, sharing from my personal reflection pages tonight, but I want to highlight, in honor of Black History Month, want to highlight two individuals here. Garrett Morgan. You know how now you have the three light traffic the three light traffic signals, right? That was actually invented by Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan. It's interesting because he only had an elementary education, and but he surmounted all those obstacles that he faced. Being a son of an enslaved man, and he is responsible for inventing the three light signals what we have now. Most notably, he invented this in 1923, and we're told that he was driving and then he witnessed a serious accident, a serious car crash at an intersection, and it sparked his idea to add a third light to the traffic signal, which would warn drivers of an impending red light. His patent was granted in 1924, and after early installments of the three light traffic signal were successful, they spread throughout the country, and that is what, if I would say, all of us encounter today. You see three light signals everywhere now. Thank God for that. If we did not have that, only God knows what would have happened. I can't imagine the light just turning like from green to red, like boom, just like that, no warning, no nothing. But thanks to this gentleman here, Garrett Morgan, we're able to have that now. We're enjoying that today. Ida Wells. So her anti-lynching pamphlets helped usher in a new era of journalism. The At the turn of the 20th century, we're told that journalists began writing vividly described stories about horrific practices around the country and the world. So because of her, because of those pamphlets that she was distributing, journalists started not being afraid to paint the picture as it was. So thanks to her, now we have that. We have this new methodology of reporting. So tonight's reflection will be on focus. Where is your focus? Where is your focus? And I'm going to split it in two tonight, just sharing with you on where our focus should be, or where our focus lies, or where actually you should ask yourself right now, like, where is your focus? Where is your focus? And I'll be splitting that in two. How much can you take? And of course, like I said, where is your focus? How much can you take, and where is your focus? Basing that off of two readings that I encountered in the past week, as I was just studying on my own. First off, what is focus? What is focus? So to put our attention on something, to put our attention on something, or to concentrate on something, or to have something that we're looking at, it is focus. That's part of being focused. It's important for us to have a clear focus in life, to fix our eyes on something, to know what we're aiming for. So what is, it's like we're asking ourselves, what is that end goal? What is your goal? If you have focus in this case, if you set your eyes on something, on your end goal, if you have it right in front of you, you will walk and work towards it. So my little reflection here is based on the story from Matthew 14:22, and we're all familiar with this. With the story, it's about Jesus walking on water, and then Peter is calling out to him, "If that is you, Lord." And so we find this in Matthew 14:22-23, and it reads, "Immediately Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side. And while he dismissed the crowd, after he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went up to them walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. 'It's a ghost,' they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, 'Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid.'" Lord, if it is you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water. Come, he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink, cried out, Lord, save me. Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. You of little faith, he said, why did you doubt? Why did you doubt? And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God. Truly, you are the Son of God. And so I was reading this and trying to apply this in my life and trying to just really see what God was showing me in this and how I could really live this or apply it in today's world. Again, speaking specifically to me first. They were afraid, and I started to see what was happening here. They were afraid when they saw him, thinking he was a ghost. Jesus, it's funny because many times Jesus spoke to people. Like he spoke to his friends quite a bit. But Peter said, if it is really you, tell me to come. If it is really you, tell me to come. So there's guts and faith right there for you. I mean, that's initial trust right there. So everyone is terrified. Everyone is like, hey, it's a ghost. We're scared. Who's that? But then Peter is saying, and when Christ says, do not be afraid. Peter is like, and they're probably still scared, but Peter's the one who had the guts to say, okay, if it's really you, that is you, let me walk on water and come to you. And then Jesus says to him, come. So like I said, that's the initial trust right there. That is guts. He's like, I can only imagine that, that first reaction, when he said, come, that first reaction must have been excitement, awe, disbelief, all of that at the same time. And this right here, if we apply it in our lives, is when you can look at it in a sense of, when you get that idea, when you have that big, bright idea, when you have that dream, and we know and believe in that moment that, what we're thinking in our heads, what the plans that we have, this thing is big, this huge dream that has been placed on the inside of us. You're thinking in that moment, I can definitely do this. I can see how this is going to come out. I can see how successful this is going to be. Nothing can stop me now, and no one can pull me down because I'm going to do this. This is going to be great. This is going to help people. God is right there, or God will be right there with me, and I know that I will most definitely make it. I mean, that's at the initial stage. I don't know if about anybody, but I know that at the initial stage, when you have that idea, when something comes on the inside of you to achieve, like you're thinking of that business plan or business idea that you have, or you're thinking of that book that you're hoping to write, like when that idea is there, you're really excited about it. You see how great, and you already see how great and big it's going to be. And you say, in that moment, you're not doubting. You have no doubts at all. And it's like, I don't, like I said, maybe it's just me, but many times when I'm thinking of, okay, I want to write this book, like I start to feverishly, start making those plans and writing stories down, and just really, I'm super excited about how I'm going to do it. The things that I'm going to write, or if I'm, giving a presentation, like I just get really excited at that initial stage. And so that right there was Peter. The Lord was calling out to him. He was calling out to him, come out to me on the water. And he didn't doubt. He did not doubt. Peter didn't doubt in that moment. He knew, he believed he could walk on water because the Lord said it, because he's seen the Lord right there. And the Lord is saying to him, yeah, sure, come on out here. It is I. So you just come out and come out to me. He truly believed he could walk on water because the Lord said it. However, when he gets on the water, Here's another story now. When he gets on the water and walks for a teeny tiny bit, he takes a few steps, right? And then he starts to sink. Why? Why, oh, why, Peter, are you sinking? We're told that when he saw the wind, he became afraid. He became afraid and began to sink. He became afraid and began to sink. When you take that initial step, when you take those very first steps in, say, starting that business, you've started that book, or you actually finished writing that book. It could be that something that you've started, it could be going back to school, just a new venture, whatever it is. After you've taken, the first step, and then you begin to see the winds. You begin to see the winds that are around you, and then you begin to sink. And what that is at the initial start, at the initial stages of whatever venture it is that you've started, you're going to get those. Not everything goes smoothly. You're going to have to iron kinks out along the way as you go. You're going to face challenges. You're going to face difficulties. You're going to face several oppositions. Those are the wins. And if you take your eyes off of that goal, if you take your eyes off, say for instance, I'm looking to complete my PhD. Let's put it that way. I'm looking to complete my PhD. So PhD is the end goal. My eyes are right there. I'm focused right there. PhD is the goal. And then I start. What's the initial step? The initial step for me is, okay, in my head, I'm a PhD holder. I'm going back to school. I'm getting my PhD. And I'm so excited. I can do it. Whatever happens, I've got this. I know I can do this. So you have all of that. You're pumped up. You're ready to go. And then just like Peter, you step out of the boat and you start walking, right? So now, what are the winds that might come? So you start, and then in the very few months into the program, it's like you start getting overwhelmed with, the assignments that you have to turn in, papers and things that you have to write, some classes might interfere with your personal life, with work life, and you start to feel the tug, you start to feel the pull and the challenges of graduate school interfering with life, especially if you're a parent. It feels as if there's not enough of you to go around. So that could be one aspect of the win that you begin to look at. And then you start looking at that and you start to feel and start asking yourself, oh my gosh, what was I thinking getting into this? What was I thinking starting this? I could never do this. There's no way I'm going to make this. There's no way I'm going to succeed. I can barely take care of myself or the family. I don't have time for my family. I don't have time for myself. I can't do anything. And so it's really so that's the win. And so you start to see that you start looking around at that. And then also another win that could be coming is somebody else telling you, or some people whispering to you, or the enemy whispering to you, you sure can't do this. You're too old to go back to school. What makes you think you're worthy of going back to school? Another voice could be saying to you, why even bother? Shouldn't you just be satisfied with with the degree that you already have? What do you think of why would you want to go for more? Why would you want to achieve more than what you have? So there's just different kinds of wins that will come up against you in that moment where you're thinking of pursuing, in this case, pursuing your doctorate degree. And we're told that Peter looked at the wind and he began to sink. He became afraid and he began to sink. And he was afraid of the wind. So in this regard, if we're going with this example, you look around at all the challenges that seem to be coming your way. There's too many assignments and papers to turn in. You don't have enough time in the day. You can't. You're finding it difficult to cope or handle or balance school life and personal life, and just so. And then fighting those voices inside of you and around you, and you begin to let those voices, you begin to let those winds scare you, and then you start to sink. And you're sinking in this moment is you're like, okay, I'm gonna give up. I'm just gonna drop out, or I'm going to just put a hold on this, and I'll get back to it at a later time. This is not the right time for me to pursue this path, so I'll just put a hold. I'll put a plug in it right now, and then maybe get back to it later. That's you sinking. That's you sinking. It could be a business venture. Like I said, maybe you're trying to start a new business. You registered your company, you started off nicely, and things are looking good. But now you're looking to get funding for your business. You apply for loans, for a business loan, and you're rejected, you're denied. You try again, and you're denied, and you can't seem to catch a break. You can't seem to find a way out of getting funding, or just getting a business loan or startup loan for your business. And then that's one win. And then you're saying to yourself, okay, I shouldn't have started this in the first place. What in the world was I thinking, to even feel or think that I could do this or this business would succeed? And so that's another win. And when you start to look at that, then you begin to sink. So what wins are you looking at today? What wins are blowing your way? Because there are winds around us. The idea is not to look at the winds, but to stay focused. Where is your focus? What is your end goal? What circumstances have made you take your eyes off of the Lord? Peter took his eyes off of Jesus. If he kept looking at Jesus, he would not have sunk. He wouldn't have started sinking. But he took his eyes off of the goal. He took his eyes off of the end mark, and he started to sink because he was looking around at the wind, and he began to sink. So my take from this is, whatever it is that you started, whatever venture that you're getting into, don't take your eyes off of that goal, that dream that you have, that dream that God has placed in you, the end result that you're looking at. If you're looking at that graduate degree, don't take your eyes off of that graduate degree, regardless of what's going around, regardless of what winds are blowing around you. Don't look at the winds, just look at the end goal and the end result. You're looking at being a homeowner. You have this beautiful home envisioned in your mind, and this is what you want to achieve. Just keep looking at that home. Keep looking at that home. Keep seeing yourself as a homeowner, and stop looking around at the winds, the winds that are blowing around you, the winds of rejection and denial of those loans, that you need in order to either start that business or purchase that home, that home that you want to purchase. So that's something to think about. We're told that, and we're told here too that he cried out. Peter cried out. He cried out to the Lord and say, "Lord, save me. Lord, save me." And we're told that Jesus reached out to him and grabbed him. And so many times we will let the winds take our eyes off of him. But when you're falling, when you're sinking, you have to remember where your focus should be, and you need to cry out. You say, okay, Lord, I can't do this on my own. When I started this, I knew I couldn't even do it on my own to begin with. But you put this on my heart to do. And now I'm entrusting everything that I'm doing into your care. And now that the winds seem to be throwing me off course and making me sink, I'm crying out to you, help me, save me, because I cannot walk this alone. I cannot walk this alone. Yes, we should always remember that they're for enemies of, yes, that's very true. That is very true. And so we have to remember to call out to God when these situations pull us down, when these winds throw us off and just try to pull us down and try to make us sink. Remember where you're heading. Remember what's in front of you. What's that goal? What's that goal that you have for yourself? Look at it. Keep your eyes fixed on the goal. Keep your eyes fixed on your end goal. And that will help you walk on water. Because if you keep your eyes, or if you take your eyes off of it, or if you let the wind distract you, you're going to sink. And many times people have left or abandoned their dreams. They've started their journeys, but they've abandoned it. And many times and it comes in different. Now we tend to we tend to quote or cover or explain our abandonment of our dreams or goals by words like, or phrases like, it's not the right time, I'll get back to it later, I'm not I don't have I'm not financially capable of doing that right now. I don't think I have all it takes. So we've coined so many excuses in order to explain why we abandon a lot of the dreams that we've had or we have on the inside of us. So where is your focus today? What winds are pulling or tugging at you and trying to make you lose focus of what your end goal is? Remember to keep your eyes fixed on him. Keep your eyes fixed, and when you begin to sink, cry out to him. When you begin to sink, cry out to him. Another portion of the reflection that I wanted to share, of course, which I had mentioned earlier, is actually one of my favorite passages as well in Scripture. And for this, I'm going to say, how much can you take? How much can you take? And I'm basing this off on, just from the story of the Syrophoenician woman. And we can find this in Mark chapter 4, from 20 to 24 to 30, actually, the Syrophoenician woman. And we're told here that Jesus left that place and went to the vicinity of Tyre. He entered the house and did not want anyone to know it, yet he could not keep his presence a secret. In fact, as soon as she heard about him, a woman whose little daughter was possessed by an impure spirit came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek born in Syria, born in Syrian Phoenicia. She begged Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. First, let the children eat all they want, he told her, for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to dogs. Lord, she replied, even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. Then he told her, for such a reply, you may go. The demon has left your daughter. She went home and found her child laying on the bed and the demon gone. First, let the children eat all they want, he told her, for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. Wow, 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 wow. Her response here is, I'm aiming for this woman right here. I'm aiming to be like her. She's my role model, I promise you. There's so many of us. How much can you take? When I was reading through this, that's what popped into my mind. Like, how much can you take? How much insults can you take? How much of a thick skin do you have to endure? Having unshakable faith, in his healing power, and knowing who he is and what he's capable of. This is what this woman had. Like, she had unshakable faith. Is your faith able to endure ridicule? Will your pride get in the way of you receiving your miracle? Will your pride take your eyes off the goal? Will your pride make you lose focus? This is still connected to focus, so stay with me real quick. Will your pride let you make you take your eyes off of your end goal? So how many of us can honestly say that we will stay after the first insult or after the first degrading words? How many of us? I can honestly say, because I get easily embarrassed. So for me, I'm reading that and I'm like, oh my gosh, if that was me, I would have just like, I don't know what I would have done. I really do not know what I would have done. But she knew what she was there for. She knew what she was there for. She had focus. She knew what her end goal was. She knew what she wanted. And so she understood her assignment. She knew that what she wanted was far greater than any insult. She knew that. Her love for her daughter, because of her love for her daughter, she was willing to endure and take on any humiliation. That's a mother's love, y'all. That's a mother's love. She knew what she was there for. She understood. She understood her assignment. And so her love for her daughter, because of that love for her daughter, she was willing to endure to take the humiliation. Is your need great to that point where you can endure the insult from your boss, or whoever is in authority, or whoever you're looking for a favor from, or whoever God has placed to help you? Is your need that great? Is your focus, is what you're focused on, is your end goal so important to you that you're willing or able to, you're willing to take on whatever insults might come your way as you're walking towards that? Will you let your pride get in the way of receiving your miracle? Will you let your pride get in the way of receiving your miracles? Sometimes we let our ego get in the way. Many times, I know I'm guilty of this. I don't know if there's anybody out there who's not. But again, I'm speaking for myself. Sometimes we let our ego get in our way, especially now in our society where everyone has such a thin skin, and almost any and everything that is said is pounced upon, and we're ready to tear people apart and just tear them into shreds. Oh, you've insulted me. Oh, you've done this. Do you know who I am? Do they know who I am? How dare they speak to me like that? How dare you speak to me in this manner? Who do you think I am, or who do they think they are? There's just a bunch of other things and other terms, or words that we coin, or label others, and what we feel has been done to us. But here was this woman, the mother, who was basically called a dog by Jesus. Like, she was insulted. I mean, he called her, like, hey, listen, get away from here, you dog. Like, I can't give you the food. She was just insulted. And I'm pretty sure he did not say this in private. It's not like he called her to the side. They were not doing like a to-a-side conversation. Like, they were not having a to-a-side conversation. He didn't do this in private, because we know that there was always a crowd where he was. There was always people around him. So I'm pretty sure there were people there when this woman came and fell at his feet and begged for her daughter's healing. For her daughter's healing. And like I said earlier, just pausing here a little bit to highlight just a parent's love. In this case, a mother's love. As parents, there's nothing that we wouldn't do for our children, especially when they're suffering. All we want to do is to take away the pain, take away the discomfort they're experiencing or going through in that moment. And the worst pain that a parent can go through is to see their child going through something or suffering, and they're helpless and they can't do anything about it. So here is this mother who was in this nightmare, who was living this nightmare, in this predicament of watching her daughter suffer at the hands of a demon. And she was falling at the feet of the one person who she knows can do this, can fix this. The one person who she knows is able to turn this thing around. But of course, the first thing he says to her is just to throw insults her way. Insulting words her way. That's what he threw at her. But of course, you can never stop a woman on a mission, right? You can never stop mommy. We moms are very tenacious when we want something. I'm sure, and she came back. Like, when he said that, her response was not angry. Like, she didn't get, oh my gosh, who do you think you are talking to me like that? What? Did you just call me a dog? Like, I will show you who a dog. She didn't do that. Her response was not to get angry, upset, or she didn't feel insulted or degraded, but immediately she threw a comeback at him. She threw a comeback line at him, showing that her faith was stronger than any insult, and what she was seeking was greater than any insult she might receive. She knew what she was there for. She knew what she was there for. So you call me a dog. Well, yes, okay, Lord. Even the dogs eat the scraps that fall off the table. So just give me the crap. Just give me the crumbs. That's all I want. I'm not asking for the main course. Just the crumbs that fall off the table will be enough for me. And that's the power of her faith, knowing that in His presence she could get the healing that she needed, and she trusted fully. So, like I said, Jesus is our God is methodical. Like he's all powerful. He's all knowing. He most definitely knew that he knew what this woman's response would be. But again, everything he did was to teach those around him a lesson, to just point things out to them. So in this lesson we learned here, the lesson we learned here from this woman is how big, or how big or how deep is your faith. That's something we should think about. How badly do you want it? How badly do you want it? It's a cruel world out there today. Are you going to cave in anytime anyone says anything negative about you, or just say a negative word about you, or throws an insulting word or comment to you? Is your vision greater or bigger or brighter than the present situation that you're in? Are you going to cave in? Do you have it in you to withstand, or to hold fast and to hang on, even when it's not comfortable? Even when it's not comfortable. Are you able, do you see is your goal right in front of you, so big? Do you see the dream in front of you that you're hoping and aiming to achieve? Do you see it in front of you, and is it big enough to keep you, grounded, in the midst of the winds, and just help you keep, because you're so focused on it, you're not going to let all those insults, which of course are also part of the different kinds of winds that you might be facing, or that might be coming your way and you're looking at. So are you able to just shut your eyes and shut your ears to the winds around you, the winds of insult, knowing that, hey, listen, I know where I'm going. I know what my purpose is. I know what my end goal is. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you call me, as long as I know who I am and I know who created me. I know where I'm going. So you're not going to stop me, or you're not going to make me sink just because you're blowing around me. And this is exactly what this woman did. And she's like, no, Lord, like, I'm whatever, just even if you give me the crumbs right now, I'll take it. You can, hurl insults my way, as long as my daughter is healed, because that is what I'm here for. I'm here to get that healing for her. And I don't care what you say, to me, how you treat me, as long as I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to get what I came here for. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to feel, insulted. I'm going to take it, because I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to get what I came for. So is that you today? What are the winds that are blowing around you? What do you have? What have you set your mind on to achieve? And what are you walking towards that you tend to sometimes lose focus, because you're distracted by all the things that are happening around you? Are you going back to school? Are you that parent who's in grad school, or just in school, period, and you're dealing with the challenges of schoolwork and parenting and managing the household? Are you that parent who's going through that right now? Are you that entrepreneur who has started their business, and yet has been turned down several times by banks or lenders, because, well, you don't have any business credit, or you haven't been established for X amount of time, and so because of that, you can't get the help that you need? Is that the wind that's blowing your way today? What is it that you started? Are you that person who started to write a book, but you kind of lost the zest to keep going, because you can't find, you really can't go on, or you can't see what is happening. You can't see a way out because of the winds that are blowing around you. Can you stay focused? Can you stay focused? Keep your eyes on God. Keep your eyes on God. Because if you take your eyes off of Him, you will start to sink. If you take your eyes off of Him, you will start to sink. So are you able to keep your eyes on God as you walk towards Him on the water? Because when He says, come out to me, when He says, come out to me, He's expecting you to get out confidently and walk on water over to where He is. And you're not to look around at what's going on. You're not to look around at what's going on, but to focus on Him. Because once you take your eyes off of Him, then you're going to sink. So be encouraged today. Be encouraged today to stand firm. Be encouraged today to keep your eyes on Him. Keep your eyes fixed on Him. Don't let the winds throw you off course. Don't take your eyes, but keep your eyes fixed on Him. So on that note, I want to say thank you all so much for coming on tonight. Mahulo, thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on tonight. I pray the family's doing well. My babies are well, I hope. Sister Marcia, thank you for coming on tonight. Sister Helena, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on tonight. Sister Anne-Marie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, join us tomorrow morning for In His Presence at 6:30 to 7:30. That's our morning devotion, In His Presence, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30. And then you're going to circle around back and join us for Turn Up Tuesday inside the Pastor Steve Show. Turn Up Tuesday. And then you're going to go out, have an awesome, awesome day. And you're going to come back for Speak the Word at 7:30 with Reverend Crescent Hessen. Speak the Word at 7:30 tomorrow. So again, thank you all so much for coming on. Before I leave again, just a quick reminder, we are a listener-supported station. It's because of your generosity that we are able to do what we do. So please continue to support us financially, support us with your prayers. To support financially, please, you could do so through Zelle, 954-536-1821. That's 954-536-1821. You can do so through Cash App. For Cash App, it's the $ New Season WC. That's the $ New Season WC. Go straight to our website as well, newseasonfm.com. Click on the Give/Donate button, and it will take you right to the page where you're able to give. If any of those don't work, as always, remember you can write us a check, mail it out to 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida 33351. Again, that's 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida 33351. So on that note, bid you all good night, and I will see you again, God's willing, next Monday for another episode of Faith Matters with me, Mnena. Have a wonderful, wonderful night and a wonderful rest of the week, everyone. God bless you all. So remember again, fix your eyes on God. Do not take your eyes off of Him. Just keep looking to Him for everything that you need. You know your end goal. So keep your eyes on the Lord. Fix your eyes on Him today.
Fix my eyes on you. Set my
Sister Stacy, thank you for coming on. Love you too. Thank you so much for the gifts. You're too kind. I hope you got home okay. Thank you. It was really nice meeting you. God bless you.
I lift my hands to you, surrender all to you. The weight of your majesty brings me down to my knees. All the glory No distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. Set my heart on you. And let every breath I breathe speak of your glory. I lift my hands to you. Surrender all to you. The weight of your majesty brings me down to my knees. Hey, all the glory, all the honor to the one who gave it all. I wanna be closer to you. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. No distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. No distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. Remind me of who you are. Remind me of what you've done, where you have taken me, and how you have set me free. You have set me free. Remind me of who you are. Remind me of what you've done, where you have taken me, and how you have set me free. You have set me free. Oh. Remind me of who you are. Remind me of what you've done, where you have taken me, and how you have set me free. You have set me free. Remind me of who you are. Remind me of what you've done, where you have taken me. Oh, you have set me free. You have set me free. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. No distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. No distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. Oh, no distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. No distractions can keep me away. Fix my eyes on you. Fix my eyes.